Skills for the future workforce. So why I am saying this is a wonderful session means all higher education institutions are struggling a lot for producing this skilled workforce because the need for the modern technological world is changing dynamically. Because all of us know the technology is changing drastically. Lot of emerging technologies are coming into market. So when a students enter into a first year of study, so based on that present scenario, all higher education institutions prepare the curriculum and make all the corresponding preparation to train our students in that scenario. But immediately after 1 year or 2 years, the entire technology changes drastically and the need for the skilled professional is changing drastically. So how a higher education institution is going to cope up with all these particular technological changes? That is a very big challenge, and it is a challenge for the industry too also, because industry is looking for a different type of skilled workforce, but they are not going to get that particular type of skilled workforce because nobody is there to train in that manner. So that is a very big challenge both for academic institution and both for industry. So how academic institution and industry can join together to separate this particular issue. And so based on that, so I have some few key points for discussion. First, let me explain about a few key points and we can open the floor for discussion. And based on that, each panel members can share their views and thought, and after that we can conclude this. The first is how an education institution effectively identify and prioritize the most relevant employability skills needed in the rapid evolving job market. So that is a key challenge for that. And what roles does experience? So we have been talking a lot about experiential learning in addition to our regular classroom teaching, project-oriented teaching, practical-oriented teaching. And now we started talking about experiential learning also. How we can have an experiential learning environment in our higher education institution, and how we can provide practical job-related skills and enhancing career readiness among the students. That is the second point. How an educator integrates soft skills such as communication, teamwork, and problem solving into existing curricula. So we have been discussing a lot about this particular skills also. And what partnership and collaboration between business schools, industry organization can establish such solutions. And how an assessment, another problem is, suppose if you are integrating all this experiential learning and other things, how we are going to evaluate that? So what type of different evaluation mechanism we need to evolve based on this particular learning environment, new learning environment, that is another thing. Then achieving excellence in digital transformation, of course, that is another major challenge. Then another thing is how we are going to equip the students with multidisciplinary focus. So earlier, just before 15 or 20 years, when you discuss or when you look into the corresponding educational scenario, so everybody is focused, oriented one particular subject. If somebody is well versed in a particular key area, yes, that is good. But now the scenario has changed, and we have been talking about interdisciplinary studies. So how we are going to give focus on that particular nature, that is another major bottleneck of this emerging technology. Then another thing is, so we know, so we have very good creamy layer students, and definitely they will find very good opportunity and they will get very good employment opportunity also. And then we have another set of students coming out from all these higher education institutions. So we can call it as urban poor. They are not very excellent in their activity. And if you are not taking care of that particular population, so nowadays that population is also increasing. So that population may turn out as a negative impact to the society. So how we can make use of this emerging technology? So nowadays lot of different sophisticated tools are there. By making use of that tools, how we can equip them and we can make that particular population employable. So that is another major concern. So with this particular key point, I request the panel members to share their thoughts and ideas. Okay, so first I request Dr. T.V. Christy, Vice Chancellor, Ponnaiyah Ramajayam Institute of Science and Technology, sir, to share his views.
Thank you, sir, and good afternoon to you all. I'll just pick a point from what the moderator said, experiential learning. I wish to add two things to this. Experiential learning, participatory learning, and problem-solving skills. You know, higher educational institutions have to prove that they have trained or educated students through these three methodologies. All this comes in NEP, National Education Policy. A well laid out policy. I'll come to that a little later. There was a couple, the husband was a twin in his family, the wife was a twin in his family. They just married to find what happens. There's the first issue, the twins. And they were married, they were named Peter and Repeater. The second issue, they just waited. Again, twins. They named Kate, Duplicate. Then again, third set, same problem. It was not a problem, we should say it's a blessing. Well, what is it? It was Max and Climax. I don't want to add to the population. Well, why I say this is, today, we who are in higher education institutions have to deliver twins. In your graduate, there should be a degree as well as skills. Just put forward 3 points very shortly. Number one, the policy. Number two, the reality. Number three, the necessity. Policy is the NEP. Okay. There is something which is told like this, easier said than done. You don't need to use so many words. Just say policy. Easier said than done. That is what is our NEP. Very well laid out policies. But then what is actually happening? Second point, reality. We have difficulties. The topic is about developing a skilled, set of graduates. We heard from LinkedIn what they said. Unless you possess skills, don't come for the employment, no recruitment. So we have to impart these skills, but you cannot do it yourself. You require the support of the industry. The reality is, today, you go to industry, can you send all the 60 students in a class for internship? Difficult, reality. Third, necessity. We have to look at the 4 pillars of education. What is that? NEP 4 pillars, AEAQ. Accessibility, equity. Accountability, quality. Accountability is there for all the stakeholders, not only just for the educators. Don't catch the neck of the university and say, what did you do for your students in terms of industry input? Hello, industry is a stakeholder. Catch them and say, how many universities you provided opportunities for internship? I write to the industries, 10 industries, just one industry replies saying, we are sorry, we cannot accommodate your students. This is reality. We have got a long way to go. Policy is there. Yes, we need to adhere to that. Secondly, reality is what you and I see, and necessity. Government has to regulate principles which will take care of all the stakeholders' needs. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So actually that is the real scenario. So all academic institutions, we do have regulatory authorities and the policies laid out by the regulatory authorities, and all higher education institution has to follow that. And what is that reality? The quality of students who are entering into the education system and the mentality. So morning in the panel discussions, we saw, so they are not coming for just upskilling themselves, they are coming to the education institution to have a learning experience.
Thank you, Professor Shajin, sir. Thanks to ArdorComm Media and LinkedIn for giving me this opportunity to share my views to this wonderful stakeholders of education business. I would like to share 3 important data because we all know like integrating employability and career readiness is very important in the field of business. But these 3 data says that OECD reports that globally 68% of young people believe that their education has not prepared them for a globalized world. International Labour Organization reports that 73% of employers globally struggle to find the right skill in people. See, next, soft skill survey reveals that 75% of employers believe soft skills are more important than technical skills. Then British Council Chambers reports that 93% of employers believe foreign language proficiency is crucial for business success. So with all these things in mind, for an academic institution, in addition to curriculum, teachings, the subjects, practicals, so these are all the hurdles that we need to provide for a student to make him employable. So first is academic knowledge. So those students are hesitant to attend regular classes and they might feel like, why attend college or university? Academic knowledge base is very crucial in whatever field they have taken, whatever degree they have taken in, their academic core is very crucial. Those students do not understand that in the days that they are in. And this could be made like in different ways, like different modes, physical, virtual, hybrid, or probably we could have a more give them more freedom, and we could make that as a joyful learning by probably inculcating LMS with AI based, and we could cater there so that it could cater heterogeneous student population. And the second important thing is, we all know that reading has come down in this generation. So like instead of reading 4-5 pages and arriving at a particular answer, students want ready-made bullet points. So they tell us, give us the precise answer than they working on or deriving it upon. So like there are certain things like institutions need to work on. There are certain things which students need to work on to make this employability index a best one. Then like specific development of skills, we need to have students doing their internships, projects, and problem solving sessions like hackathons, etc. And then soft skills, we need to provide them with high attitudinal change, and foreign languages need to be taught at institutional levels, and good emotional intelligence again need to be developed in students. So these are all the things that are put in an institution, and especially on faculty members. So keeping this in mind, I would suggest that institutions again need to continuously upgrade their infrastructure, continuously upgrade their laboratories, softwares, and have more laboratories with VR, AR provisions, and continuously upgrade the library with equipped digital library with more journals, more interesting stuff for students to read upon. And mainly the institutions should invest on faculty. So like investing on faculty is the one and only thing next to infrastructure would bring employability index high, and definitely make the student's career also a wonderful one. Like sponsoring faculty members for international conferences and appreciating or motivating them for research publications, and like motivating them to get funded research projects, then making them, like giving them more and more exposure, like sending them for more leadership trainings. I would say that our university every time makes this particular aspect a very important one, which makes the faculty retention rate a very higher one, and the student placement index is also a very good one compared to our type of institutions. So we cannot compare IIT with the Tier 2 organization, isn't it? So compared to the institutions, the employability rate and faculty retention rate is also very high. So I would suggest that this big task on faculty can be merged only by improving the infrastructure and by investing on faculty. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam, for your insights. So basically, the academic institution should work closely with industry. So then only we must be able to cater to that ever-changing needs. So now we are going to hear it from the industry-related perspective. So first, request Dr. N. Prasannan, Chief Executive Officer of Sakthi Engineering College and Group of Institutions, to share his views.
Thank you, sir. So, a warm good afternoon to all gathered here. This is Dr. Prasannan, CEO of Sree Sakthi Engineering College, Coimbatore. My special thanks to LinkedIn and the organizer for giving me this wonderful opportunity. So, I hope all the maximum major points has been covered by sir and ma'am. I want to share some of the points which industry is expecting from the engineering graduates. So, the topic they have suggested was future workforce. In the perspective, I want to address some of the points related to future of employability and education. So we can take it in a different manner. Before COVID and after COVID, everything has been changed. The engineering college students, engineering college system, engineering college curriculum. Because as a CEO, we are facing enormous problem day by day, which industry is expecting. For example, before COVID, the industry expects 3 skills from engineering graduates. One is the analytical skills, maybe aptitude, verbal, non-verbal. And second one is the communication skill. And third one is the technical skill. Now everything has been changed. Now industry is expecting only 2 things. One is skill, another one is knowledge. For example, Zoho, Google, IBM. Nowadays they are not looking for the qualification. They are not looking for the preferable colleges. They are looking for the talents, skill. Because you all aware that Zoho has been implemented on system. Without the graduation, a candidate can be an employee of Zoho. So it shows that the industry is expecting the skill and knowledge after COVID. Another one thing you all should understand, the transition, change. Industry 1.0 to Industry 5.0. Initially, the Industry 1.0 started from agriculture to stream, petroleum. The candidates has get the job opportunity in that core sector. Industry 2.0, electricity. All the graduates has been get the opportunity in the aspect of electrical electronics field. Industry 3.0, ICT enabled, IT field, computer, technology, multimedia. Then Industry 4.0, now we are running on that particular revolution. Machine learning, cyber security, forensic science, full stack, big data. Now we are on the path of change of Industry 5.0. Already Japan has been implemented. So you all aware that the Industry 5.0 is nothing but human machine learning. So maybe in future the robotics and human will sit in a same office and they will work. That is Industry 5.0. So if a candidate want to fulfill the machine learning, they want to compete and they want to win the mission, they want to have good knowledge and good skill in the aspect of technology, in the aspect of innovation, in the aspect of mindset, in the aspect of operating model. So then only we can able to compete the world. So now industry is expecting 4 things from your engineering graduates. The first thing is problem solving skill. Nowadays, the present scenario, the present generation graduates are not ready to face the issues. They are not ready to face the problems. The first thing the industry is nowadays expecting is the problem solving skills. Second thing is the basic communication skill. It is nothing but the opposite person speaking content should be understood by that particular candidate and they want to respond. And third one is the leading technology, emerging technology. It may be a machine learning or deep learning or programming, whatever may be. The present technology the graduate should know. And the fourth thing is they should aware about the present competitive technology and the problems which other countries are facing in the IT industry. So these are the skills nowadays the industry is expecting. Another thing, as an educationalist, we want to mold our students in the aspect of 5 mantra, that education, empowerment, technology, 5 mantra. First one is the WIL, W-I-L, work integrated learning. And second one is the TIL, T-I-L, technology integrated learning. And third one is the RIL, research integrated learning. And the fourth one is the PIL, P-I-L, project integrated learning. And finally, the fifth thing is SIL, S-I-L, soft skill integrated learning. So according to that, we want to frame our curriculum. It may be a deemed university, autonomous college, or affiliated college. Our curriculum should focus on these 5 skills so that the candidate, those who are coming from the engineering college, can be immediately hired from the IT or core industry. Nowadays, the one and only thing which we are experting and our suggestion for this particular topic, skills for the future workforce, is we want to how an educators rehumanize education in the age of machine. So that is the industry 5.0 revolution. So if you are implemented this concept in all the colleges, definitely all the graduates will become employable graduates so that everyone can get the better placement in better company. Thanks for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for providing that integrated skill related learning environment. So definitely that will benefit us a lot. So next we are going to hear from Jayant Prakash, Account Director, Regional Lead, South Academics and Government, LinkedIn. So real man who is working and who is interacting with a lot of students and the industry, and he knows really what the industry is looking for. And definitely I think we are expecting some suggestions from industry so that the higher education institutions can follow to solve this particular issue. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I can see a lot of familiar faces, so always good to be in front of known faces. I wanted to just share a very small story. I was working with this, very closely with this institute in Bangalore, and they were looking at what are the future skills in the, for their finance graduates, right? Our data pulled up a very interesting piece of information. You have your usual suspects, right? All the usual accounting, all these courses related to finance were all there. And there was another interesting skill set, which is the fastest growing skill set among finance graduates, and it is Canva. I'm sure a lot of you know what Canva is, right? Like it's like a platform where you use to kind of build presentations, infographics, etc. And the moment I saw this data, I was scratching my head, wondering why are finance graduates learning Canva or learning how to kind of work with Canva. And then I was talking to some people and they told me that today finance graduates have to present information in a consumable fashion to leaders, right? They can't present large Excel sheets. They have to present the data in the form of infographics. If they're presenting it to a leader, they don't have the time to sit and go through Excel sheets. Data has to be consumed also, right? So it was a very interesting and very revealing piece of information. And what I want to say is I think it all begins by really understanding where the industry is moving towards, right? Data-backed decisions are the name of the game today. Like today, without data, you are in essence running around like headless chickens, right? To back that decision. If you are going to invest in a specific course, it has to be backed by data. Where does this data sit with? It sits with recruitment companies. These are people who are actually doing recruitment for organizations. I think it's a great way to kind of really understand what are the trends that are in the market, what are the fastest growing skills, what are the fastest growing roles among freshers. All this is changing at a very rapid pace. So first thing, I think it makes sense to kind of actually get hold of that data. Number two, I think what a lot of organizations are looking for as far as freshers are concerned, of course, they expect a certain level of skill, but I think they are looking for people who have a learning mentality. I think this is something, I've been in the recruitment space for roughly, spent like 9 years of my career in the recruitment space, and I've had the good fortune of interacting with hundreds of recruiters. All of them tell me it's the mindset of the student that gets them hired. Right? I think 70% is the mindset and 30% is the skill, right? And I think it's important for institutes to also inculcate that culture of learning within their campus, right? I think in the earlier panels, I think people spoke about why are students coming to campus? Their learning is available everywhere to them, right? They have it, it's a simple click of a button on your phones, you have a lot of access to information. But they are coming for the learning experience. And I think it is on the institutes to kind of create that culture of learning. Right? It also means that there are a lot of scenarios where I'll just give you a personal example of mine. I have my nephew who's a electrical engineer, but I think after the first year, second year, he decided that he wanted to become a full stack developer, right? His interest was that. Things change, right? People kind of develop new interests over a period of time. But his institute did not provide him anything, any kind of support to become a full stack developer. Fortunately, his uncle is in LinkedIn. I was able to give him some LinkedIn learning courses, etc., so that he can practice on the side. But he had to do all of the heavy lifting himself, right? And he is right now successful full stack developer working for a very large organization. He's very happy. So I'm saying that is a lost opportunity from an institute standpoint. And I think institutes, apart from also giving their own pieces of information, I think there has to be a certain amount of flexibility also for students. A lot of avenues for self-learning also has to be there for the students to really explore and achieve their true potential. I think that's pretty much what I wanted to convey. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your insights. Yes, so we all know we have been facing all these particular issues, and all of us are trying to provide some fruitful solution to our stakeholders, be it a student or be it an industry who is looking for skilled workforce. Yes, so now the major challenge is the entire industry is running behind data. So all the things, so we are data driven. And another scenario is we want everything within a fraction of a second in a single shot. So these are the emerging requirements now industry is facing. So immediately, so we have large volume of data that is coming into that digital environment, and everybody is looking for precise solution. So that is another thing. So big data, so that's why big data is playing a very major role nowadays in industry, and the tools like Canva is able to produce a customized solution based on the requirements of the industry or a customer or for a product. So in that angle, definitely we need to train our students. So first thing is, as academic institution, we must be in a position to expose all the technological changes that is happening nowadays. We have a lot of different mechanisms are available. So be it an online course or so many different platforms are available. So it is the responsibility of the higher education institution to give exposure to all these particular emerging technological changes that is happening in the industry. Then the next case is how we may ask, so how we are going to accommodate all these things during the course of study, because we do have our regular academics, and so how we are going to bring in that. So that's why when NEP 2020 talks about experiential learning, and 40% credits can be given for industry-related exposure and experiential learning, so that provides an opportunity for all our higher education institutions to give an insight into this experiential learning for all our students during the course of study, so that accordingly we can make the courses tailor-made. So what are all the mandatory requirements? They must be able to complete those particular mandatory requirements during that first half of their study, and then we can make them to work in some organization, or we can do some experiential learning methodologies inside our campus itself to give the industry exposure. So this is one way by which we must be able to give proper exposure to the students. And definitely, so with this particular exposure, if you are able to train our students, then so we as academic institution, we must be able to produce good students or good skilled workforce that is workforce for the industry which is looking for that. Then another thing is what type of attitude we are inculcating into the students. So nowadays, definitely lifelong learning is mandatory. There is no other choice, be it an academician or be it a person who is working in an industry. So definitely as academic institution, we must be able to inculcate that kind of attitude to that particular student. So definitely lifelong learning is the process in which I must be able to survey. Even if I go to industry or even if I go to an academic institution, I should have that particular attitude of lifelong learning process. So that attitude definitely we must be able to inculcate to all our students. So that is the second thing. Then the third point is all this corresponding practical difficulty we talk about. So, or we have a skilled manpower in academic institution to give proper exposure and to give proper orientation to this younger generation. So because in most of the academic years, we have the morning also we had some discussion. We have a population of 70s and 80s. And nowadays we are going to teach the corresponding new generation students. So that kind of faculty training or orientation is another major task. So definitely with proper tie-up with industries, so we need to inculcate this particular attitude first to all the faculty members. So once if you are able to inculcate that particular lifelong learning attitude to our faculty members, then definitely higher education institutions can easily solve this particular problem what we are facing nowadays of producing skilled manpower. Thank you one and all for your patient listening.
Thank you, sir. I would like to invite Mr. Kumar Chandan Anand, founder, CEO and group editor, ArdorComm Media Group for felicitation. Claps, please. Dr. Shaleesha A. Stanley, Pro Chancellor, Jeppiaar University, Chennai. Dr. N. Prasannan, CEO, Sree Sakthi Engineering College, Coimbatore. Dr. T.V. Christy, Vice Chancellor, Ponnaiyah Ramajayam Institute of Science and Technology, Vallam. I request everyone to join for a group photo.